What's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing? Hello, hello, everyone out there, everywhere, in here. You know what it is. You know what it is. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you guys, but I tell you right now, a spirit has been just talking to me to talk to everybody out there. To just all the stuff that's been weighing on me for a while. At least, definitely the last couple of like days. So much is going on. Weeks, months. It's been a while since I've been here, but I need to talk to my people. I mean, I'm here to talk to you. I'm here to be with you, to communicate, to collaborate. What's going on with you, baby? It's CallMeNakomi. I am CallMeNakomi. This is CallMeNakomi World, and you are here to witness unfiltered truth. That's what's going on today. I'm here to talk about a lot of the things that's been going on in the world, the straight up current events, which has been, oh my goodness, current events. This past weekend, it's just like so much happened. So much happened. I'm I can't even this process. I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna come on and process it with my peoples. I mean, just the basketball talk. I've been missing the basketball talk with everybody. I mean, me and my brother's been basically, doing it in the mornings on our way to work. We basically been vibing with the back and forth. He's a Knicks fan. I'm a Laker fan. And we just, we both have the driver's seat right now, but we got to take it. So many things have been going on. Talking about the WNBA and their new bargaining agreement. The NFL draft just passed by. The teams that's here and the teams that's nowhere right now. Megan Thee Stallion and Thompson. That's basically the first thing I'm going to go over. But I'm going to go over some other things too that just happened this past weekend. Man, tell me how y'all are right now. Please go ahead, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so before. Please go ahead and hit me in the live chat. Let me know you here. Please let me know you out here, man. I don't know if it's just a bot that's out there as that one person that's out there, or if it's this nobody. Yo, what's going on? Eric Kwan. What's going on with you? It's been wild. WILDDDD. As me and my friends used to say, wow. And wow backwards is wow. That's basically exactly what's going on right now. I'm gonna go on to the first one right now because I'm not gonna take up too much of your time unless y'all want me to. I mean, I'm here because Lord knows right now I'm waiting for the Laker game to start. It hasn't started just yet, but it's up and waiting on my screen over here on my TV set, waiting to go ahead and watch that. Hopefully, maybe I could jump back in and do a post game. Not gonna promise y'all one way or the other, but at the same time, that's what I'm gonna be here to do. What are you gonna be here to do, Craig? What's going on, baby? What's going on, Craig? Love to see you, man. Love to see you, man. I appreciate you. My day one still coming through. What's going on with you, man? I'm so happy to see you, man. So much going on in the world. I hope that you guys are here to this enjoy some conversation with me. I got me a little drink. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just ready to just talk about a bunch of things, though. There's a bunch of things going on. I can't just keep it to sports. You see the Lakers and the other 29 men back. Yes, I'm hot with my Lakers, and I had to do that because today my Lakers is trying to close out the first round where people didn't even think we were going to get past the first round. Didn't even think we were going to get past the first round, baby. What? They talking about, oh, it's not like that because y'all, what's the name? It wouldn't be if it's not even a fair fight because we don't have KD. Bro, we don't have Luka or AR. We just get AR back. And I don't even think he's 100%. He's probably going to give me 20 minutes playing time. And where we are right now. Rob Pelinka, son, I thought for a second that you was going to lose your job, bro. I thought for a second that you was going to lose your job. But the one signing that I always said, you know what? Rob Pelinka always pulls a rabbit out of his hat. That Marcus Smart pick, I hope he stays around for a couple years. He needs to be with a team that has something to play for every single year, and he brings the best out of him. When he's on these whack teams, it's just like, yeah, I'm here. I'm getting a check, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? But no, I'm so glad that basically we got Marcus Smart. Another great pickup that he did. He picked up Luke. Why my brain going? My brain went to blank. Oh, I'm about to say Luke Kuechly. That's a whole different sport, bro. Luke Kennard. That's the name. Luke Kennard. I'm tripping. Yo, so he picked up Luke Kennard. Definitely something we needed. Go ahead and put this on Do Not Disturb. This is the case. Basically, we get some other ones. Yes, Luke Kennard. Thank you very much, Eric. Yeah, we picked up Luke Kennard. We got a shooter for outside. We already had some shooters, but Luke Kennard's a sniper. You know what I mean? So they played well. They was tired as hell after that overtime game, but they basically are back to finish it out on home court. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Gentlemen sweep. Get on Rockets. That's all I got to say. But let me get into my first topic of the night, though, guys. We're gonna get back to the NBA. We're gonna get back to basketball. We're gonna get back to basketball. Trust me. But go on this conversation and chat with me real quick, y'all. When guys, and no offense to men out there, I know I have a lot of guy viewers. I have a lot of men viewers out here. But guys, it's funny how you always will say that how women ride for each other no matter what, whether it's crazy or not. Women will ride for each other. But the way that men are riding for Klay Thompson right now baffles the mind, bro. It's the kind of delusion that they say that Laker fans have. It's the kind of delusion that they say women have. It just don't make no sense. Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion. Everybody knows Megan Thee Stallion. Most people know Klay Thompson. And I'm not saying most people, I'm not trying to put throw no dirt on Klay Thompson. I'm not throwing no dirt on Klay Thompson. Yeah, everybody knows Klay Thompson, 4 championships, you know what I'm saying? One of the Splash Brothers, made 61 points in 11 dribbles or whatever the hell. But people were trying to compare that to the accomplishments of Megan Thee Stallion. Might I remind people, a couple of months ago, Bam Adebayo dropped 83 points. Dropping 63 points with 11 dribbles, great feat. But to basically say that Megan Thee Stallion is out of Klay Thompson's league, fucking ridiculous. I don't care if I don't get monetized for this. I don't get monetized anyway because I don't have enough followers, and I'm hoping I get to them enough followers to get monetized one day. But either way, this ain't made for kids. This is made for grown folk. This is grown folk business. I'm talking about grown folk business. I'm a married woman, plain and simple. And I haven't had no Megan Thee Stallions put no pressure on me. But even then, I could still say that, yeah, there's been people out there that might have been interested, and I still haven't cheated. And it's not because, they didn't look good enough. It's just not worth the effort. And I love my wife. So, but at the same time, Klay, you not no young bird. You ain't no fresh out of college. You ain't no just on your second contract NBA player. You at the back of your journey, my dude. Matter of fact, you already arrived at the end of your journey. You probably not getting a contract next year. This is your last contract, Klay. Let's not butter nobody's toast. Let's not put no frosting on the cake. Plain and simple, Klay Thompson, you're washed. Everybody gave you a chance. People could still thought, or maybe he could still the best you maybe did was 25 points once this whole season. Someone pull up a stat somewhere to tell me that, oh no, he dropped 25 points twice this season. Who gives a shit? There's rookies who've done it most of the whole entire goddamn season. You're done, Klay. You're done. So you basically you're done with you've had a great career. 4 championships, all NBA, all-star games. You've been to the Olympics, I think. Maybe you've been to the Olympics. You were a Splash Brother. At the time, everybody knew your name. Ask a 15-year-old right now if they knew who the hell Klay Thompson was. I don't think many would. Ask a 15-year-old if they knew who the hell Megan Thee Stallion was. Every last one of them would, boys and girls. And it's not just because of the fact of her body. Although the body is crazy, but at the same time, it's her body of work also. She literally coined the phrase hot girl summer, which is still going on at least 5 years after the hot girl summer started. God damn it, you better put some respect on Megan Thee Stallion's name. Okay? Plain and simple. Yeah, she might have had some people, she might have had people that she dated back in the past, but Klay Thompson, you got at least 15 sets of bones in your closet, my dude. At least 15 since you've been in the NBA. And that basically is par for the course. Every NBA, NFL player, as they basically get into the league and some chicks see that you got some money, you might look kind of cute, maybe. They're going to throw it at you. Why? Just at the very least, to say that they did. Why? How do I know that? Because I knew plenty of women back in the day, back when I was growing up, back in New York City, who used to basically go to reggae concerts just to sleep with reggae artists. And that's not even saying like they were sleeping with Babyface or sleeping with Jay-Z. This is regular reggae artists just to say that they did it. That was you, Klay. That was you. Plain and simple. And I hear all these dudes talking about how, the real problem was that she basically publicized her relationship. Listen, Klay Thompson ain't no brand new bird. Don't you think that if he decided that he didn't want to be public with his relationship, he could have said, let's keep it as private as possible? He could have definitely done that. Hell nah. He leaned all the way into that shit. He named his freaking boat after her. Took her golfing. She ain't know what the fuck what golfing was. She basically just went out there with him just to be out there with him. She was cooking dinner for his parents. She was basically going out all over the places, everywhere. I mean, they had a fucking theme song. They had a goddamn theme song. Okay? Plain and simple. And I'm not saying that you needed to marry her or you couldn't have took your time before you decided to marry her. But the least you could have did was not cheat. And of all people you're gonna cheat on, Megan Thee Stallion. And I hear some people talking about, I'm gonna throw names out there. Mason Cam, which are just ridiculously this alpha bro bullshit most of the damn time. And they have poor stat up there basically that's carrying their water all the goddamn time. And they talking about plain and simple. Oh, well, if Halle Berry is single, then obviously every single, listen, bro. Talking about, oh, well, David Justice, he couldn't be with her. David Justice used to go upside Halle Berry's head. He used to beat Halle Berry. Plain and simple. Eric Benet was a serial cheater. And you're saying to yourself, oh, well, why aren't they? Because they basically, because after enough scar tissue, you decide to say, you know what? I choose Bear. I choose Bear. Some people were just like, well, why do you think they're single? Because they would rather be single than to have to be drugged in the mud over and over and over again. Because no matter what, and unfortunately, guys, I need a lot of guys to really realize. I had a conversation with my brother earlier about this, and I was like, a lot of guys need to really, really think about this. And not just on the level of what if it was your daughter, but what if the tables were turned and people started calling you a hoe? Instead of saying you a pimp and saying she was the pimp and you the hoe. Plain and simple. You got bodies because she decides to post her bodies on Instagram. She's the hoe and you just the player because you basically turning over sheets every single time and probably going to go get antibiotics after every single round. But she's the hoe and it's probably her fault, right? Because he's going through the worst time of his career. He's probably not having mood swings or saying all kind of verbal abuse her way, while she's trying to keep her mind straight because she's trying to build an empire. She's on Broadway right now. She has a clothing line coming out, a swimsuit line coming out that's going to be in stores soon. She probably is working on now, especially because of you. She's probably working on another album. Another successful album. I think I was speaking to my wife earlier, and she was saying that how her net worth is I was talking to my brother, and he was saying that her net worth is 40 million. So I was wondering about it because I was like, plain and simple. At the very least, I could see if an athlete was like, yo, I don't want a woman who's just here for my money. Oh my God, bro, Bro, really? Really? Okay. So you don't want you don't want a woman who needs you for your money, right? You don't want a woman who needs you for your money. And you want a woman who looks good. That's the chick you basically decided to cheat on. That. All natural USDA Texas grown. And you decided to cheat on that because why? Because some new chick probably saw you and her and thought to say, you know what? Either two things. Either I want him to give me all the attention that he giving her, or misery loves company. And I'm gonna spin the block and see if it's still that easy. And you still that easy. Cause I heard I was trying to find a comment from Klay, and I heard that he basically released a statement saying that, oh, he's upset that she went public with it. What, she was supposed to keep that a secret? That you're a bastard? Yes, I said it. That you're a bastard? She's supposed to keep it a secret? That you cheated on her? And she's staying faithful? Plain and simple? Maybe you could name maybe 5 or 6 people that she might have dated. You got like at least 15 bodies out there. And you probably spinning the block on them. And you had her basically playing house. Let me go to the statement that she actually released. And people are mad that basically she put it out public. What was she supposed to do? It's already known that you and her are out there. You want her to basically show up at people at red carpets and people like, oh, how's Klay, Megan? How's Klay? She don't want to hear none of that shit. So she basically put it out there just to end it off. End it. She said cheating. Had me around had me around your whole family playing house. Got cold feet. Because obviously I definitely remember while she was in the relationship, she was just like saying that she hopes that he proposes, because they're literally acting like they're gonna lay down roots. Like they're gonna really lay down roots. While he's on the phone with a dude basically ready to come and scrape the name off the back of his boat. Either that or he thought that she was going to basically be fine with him cheating on her. Everybody ain't Cardi B. Everybody ain't Beyonce. For damn sure, everybody don't look like this. When you look like this, ain't no way it's okay with you cheating on me, especially with the fact that you are a damn near semi-retired Splash Brother. A couple of years from now, nobody will remember your name except for the people who basically wrote for the NBA back in the mid 2000s, and who were just like, "Oh my goodness, they how can they lose?" They did, and they had to go get Kevin Durant so they could win, and then they barely squeezed out one last hurrah, and they got 4, and then immediately the Golden State Warriors cut ties. Because they knew he was on that Achilles, ACL. I'm not saying that it's bad for him. Oh, sorry. Sorry. It happens. He's an athlete. It happens. Sooner or later, it happens. It comes for everybody. But the nerve of you to look that gift horse in the mouth. Shame, Klay Thompson. You go on with your tricks and your tricks and your kids, plain and simple. Go on with that and be the regular old 50-year-old dude in the club, or still spinning the block with your old hoes. You go ahead and do that. Y'all gonna be real mad when she show up basically with some other dude, and y'all gonna be like, how in the hell y'all fumbled that bag? And all you other men out there fumbled the bag too. And when you're out there thinking to yourself, oh, why women say that they'd rather choose bear? Why do women say that they would have no problem living on an island with nothing but women? No man would ever say that they would have no problem living on an island with nothing but men. But gay and straight women would have no problem living on an island with nothing but women. Ask yourself that. Take a real look at yourself and at the mates of your gender. and wonder why it is that. It's because you think to yourself that everything out there is for you. And only thing that's out there for us is what you give us. So we got to just take this cheating. No, no, no. Women, most educated people in the whole entire world. Give it to us or not, we coming to take it. Take that message however you guys want it. Meg, looking forward to your next album. Anyway, all right, that's all I gotta say about that. A couple of my people out there who basically made some comments. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that all the time. I really appreciate it. LeBron had his rest better. Or yep. Klay is down bad, and he did it. He did it to himself. Absolutely. He was just like, I'm so mad I didn't find this message because I swore that somebody read a message from Klay or his representative or whatever like that, saying that he was summarizing, saying that he was upset that she made it public that they were broken up. He thought that he could explain to her and they could reconcile. Reconcile what? Just because Beyonce stayed around don't mean that Megan Thee Stallion got to stay around. Just because Cardi B decided to stay around with someone who she took back, and he still did it again. Don't blame yourself. I mean, don't blame us. Blame yourself. That is true. It is absolutely true. Thank you very much, Eric. Thank you very much for your comments, man. Klay messed up big time, and a lot of people make excuses for him. It makes excuses for, I mean, everybody. I heard people making excuses for Eric Benet and David Justice, and I was just like, y'all are wild and making talking about the only dude who I kind of I agreed with on one topic, on one point. Charlemagne the God, he said that the one thing that he said was she should have knew better than to basically get with Klay Thompson because of his track record, because he had a track record. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. She should have did her research and chilled out and not completely fall into it. But sometimes you want it to be organic, and when you want it to be organic, I mean, I'm a fire sign. That's the kind of person I am. I basically I give what it is that is in me to give, and if you forsake that, that's your loss. And that's basically how we feel. I think, is she a Sag? I can't remember. I'm gonna look that up, figure out what she is. I'm sure Klay's some kind of punk ass sign. Anyway, Klay had his own roster. Exactly. He played a 505 full court and with subs on the bench. That's exactly what Klay had. Klay only cares about his dog. Damn straight, in boats and golf. That's all he cared about. Anyway, on with Klay. On to other things. Now, I know a lot of times people would say that you shouldn't talk about politics and stuff like that. And usually I do avoid it. Absolutely. I really try to avoid. I don't like talking about politics. And that's because basically, I'm trying to grow I'm trying to grow my channel. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it ain't growing. So it's going to happen organically. And I feel like I need to be organically me. And when things happen in the world and I feel moved and convicted to talk about it, I feel like I need to do so. And to not talk about it would not be me. It would just be me walking around the elephant in a room. Okay, so after being afraid to have a White House correspondents' dinner for several years, I don't even think he did it when he was in his first term. Maybe he did, maybe once or twice he did. We're talking about Donald Trump. He finally decided to have a White House correspondents' dinner. He swore everybody, I'm coming. I swear to God, I'm going to come. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. We're going to have it. I'm not going to have a comedian. I'm going to just have an entertainer, the mentalist, because he knew any comedian, even He could have had a MAGA comedian. I mean, there's some of them out there, here, there. Some people just wouldn't know who the hell he is. So he needed to have someone. He couldn't have Kid Rock come out there. He needed to have somebody who somebody actually knew. So he decided to have the Mentalist there. And right before the festivities, the festivities kind of started. I don't want to say it fully started, but it kind of started. They were just having salad at the time. It was still the appetizers. I don't mean to laugh because it's not but it's laughable. I don't mean to laugh, but it's laughable. Apparently, supposedly, a armed gunman comes through tries to run past the Secret Service and security at the front of the hotel and tries to get into the White House correspondence room or ballroom, and he gets stopped. Some shots go off. I heard there was 5 shots that went off. I don't know who shot, who didn't shoot. I don't know how many came from Secret Service or how many came from him, because there were mixed reports that he was dead or that he didn't die. I don't know his name. I'm not even going to bother to look it up. Why? Because it won't be relevant, because it'll be in obscurity in no time. And usually that doesn't happen, because when we have real assassination attempts, people still know those names. Sirhan. So this whole thing happened. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at a small clip of from the movie Airplane, that basically is to kind of making fun of the situation. But this is a clip from happened when the bullets went off. They basically got JD Vance. Trump, they left Trump on the stage. And then they finally came in to I guess to be able to shield him, and they basically brought him out. Oh, he fell. Can't move the old man too quickly. So they basically, they shielded him and walked him off. And immediately right after that, after he decided not to basically, have a White House dinner for so long, he decided to finally have it. And then this happens. Thank goodness the guy didn't die. Thank goodness. He's going to serve. He's going to be charged, or has been charged with attempted assassination. And if that happens, no doubt. I mean, hey, you do the crime, you do the time. But it just seems a little fishy with the fact that, as soon as that happens, you're not saying you think the Secret Service people, you're not saying it's not like, this deep gratitude that we're all alive and no one was hurt. This is why we need a ballroom. And I'm just like, bro, if that was the main reason why this whole thing happened, I'm not jumping to conclusions out loud. But at the same time, it's just a little funny. Every time something's not going his way, here he go. Someone wants to hurt him, so you need to make him happy. Someone wants to hurt him, so you have to make him happy. I just need to get to November. We just need to get to November. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, I know it's starting. I'm literally basically about to turn it on. But I hurt for us right now, just because. What was it? We were watching. My wife and I were watching the show The Pit. Great show. And at the end, last episode, they're up on the roof. All the doctors and nurses are on the roof, and they're looking at this great fireworks display in Pittsburgh for 4th of July. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, some of them are up there crying, and that's because some tragic things happened that day. So there's a lot from the process. But I'm just thinking to myself, like, that is exactly how I feel. And I don't want to go through tragic things. I feel sorrow for our country. That's how I feel. I used to go to the fireworks store and buy like a couple $100 worth of fireworks and just basically blow them up and just be so happy when it came to to 4th of July. And I still consider myself a patriot, but I'm a patriot to a country that I don't even know if it even exists anymore. And it just basically makes me feel sad. So I'm not going to stay on this topic for too long. But at the same time, we need to not be afraid to talk about certain things, because I feel like when we don't talk about it because we're just looking for clicks and looking for views, or we're just hoping not to lose viewers, I think we lose a little bit of our soul. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say right there. That's all I'm going to say about that. So I hope that we will find our way on the other side of the next 2 years in a better place. And all the money for my 401k basically doesn't go down the drain. Hey, there it is. So, all right. Couple current events that I had to talk about. Just basically needed to open the door and I needed to close another one. So boom. Okay. So let's talk some sports, guys. Let's talk some sports. I know I want to talk about sports. Why? Because I'm happy when I talk about sports. I love talking about sports. Let's start with the NBA playoffs right now, baby. Why? Because my Lakers is about to start. If not, they have already started. They should be several minutes into this game. About 3 minutes in, 9 minutes. 4-3 Houston. It's all good. Here we go. What's going on, Reg Dog? What's going on with you, man? Talking some sports, talking some life, talking some love, man. That's all those things. Okay, let's go ahead to the NBA playoffs. The bracket is alive and well, baby. All right, here we go. So right up here at the top, me go over here with my mouse. Hopefully y'all can see right here at the top, of course, is the Thunder, the number 1 seed on the West, pretty much number 1 seed in West and East. They went ahead and finished off the Sun, even though I thought it was some sucker ass shit that the refs were giving them preferential treatment. I hated it when the Bulls did it with Michael Jordan, when these refs basically just love a player so much, or I don't know if it's the league basically, working their magic to try to get certain teams to be more successful than they should be or than they can be. But hey, it is what it is. They're a great team. Hats off to them. They swept the Suns 4-0. All right. Right below them, in the 4-5 matchup is our Lakers. Laker country, baby. You see this? Dynasty. That's basically what we talking about, man. It's talking about dynasties here. You see that back there? All the years, all the championship years, baby. That's what we talk about. Dynasties. We're trying to basically get back to where we're supposed to be. Right now, the Lakers are playing game 5 against the Rockets. They are up 3-1 games. When people were counting our Lakers off, I was just like, man, ain't no way LeBron James is going to let his team get swept. I don't care who the hell's on the team. I don't care if he rolls up there on a wheelchair. He going to get up and he going to do whatever he had to do. We wasn't going to get swept. I'll tell you that much. But the fact that two things, the Rockets are missing 2 things. Obviously, Kevin Durant. They have no go-to obvious scorer on their team besides Şengün. Şengün gonna have to basically be completely ridiculously dominant today to do anything really. But besides Şengün, they don't really have anybody they could count on to get no real points. I mean, they're going to get some points, but they ain't gonna get no real points. You know what I'm saying? So they needed KD. But what they always were missing from the beginning of the season, and whoever the hell is the GM over there needs to get fired. Because even if you miss out on Fred VanVleet for the season, getting hurt in the preseason, mind you, or before the season or preseason, Fred VanVleet was lost to you. You had 3/4 of the season to get your ass another point guard or two. You decided to leave it to a second-year player and Reed Shepherd to be your point guard who is actually a shooting guard. He's supposed to be Allen Iverson, and Allen Iverson couldn't get them to the playoffs, deep into the playoffs by himself. You had to bring in Eric Snow, a dude who just basically does nothing but people where they need to be. You didn't even need Eric Snow to really score nothing. He just needed to have people who where they need to be. They have plenty of talent on the team, but nobody to do what they're supposed to do. You pass the ball, they think, oh, okay, I got to go make something happen. You pass one until somebody else the ball, or I got to go make something happen. They don't know what to do, how to do with the ball. So plain and simple. Oh, DeAndre Ayton missing dunks. God, it's going to be a long game. Please don't let it be. Please, please, please. Play like your life at 10. Yes, come on. Oh. Okay. Anyway, sorry guys. I'm sorry. Anyway, so the Rockets and the Lakers. Lakers should close out the game tonight, and I pray that that's what happens. To God. Then you have the other shocking 3-6 on the West Coast. 3-6 matchup between the Timberwolves and the Nuggets. Nuggets 3 seed. Timberwolves 6 seed. Timberwolves have always been a great team, but they basically lost some games, some critical games, and they basically dropped them down in the rankings a little bit. They ended up being the 6th seed, but the Timberwolves, they're coming out to play hard. They were whooping the Nuggets' ass from the beginning. Then they came back. The Nuggets came back and won 2 games. But the Timberwolves from the beginning told them that we're not afraid of you and y'all can't defend. So we could defend, y'all can't defend. We can score, y'all can score. Somebody's going to win. I say it's going to be us. That's basically what the Timberwolves are saying. They're up 3-2 on the Denver Nuggets. And tomorrow they could close out this whole time match. But unfortunately, DiVincenzo, they lost him to an Achilles tear. And Anthony Edwards is probably going to be out tomorrow because of a hyperextended knee. So I feel real bad for them that it's going to come to that. But hey, next man up, do what you got to do. Close this out. Anthony Edwards, he definitely was giving you what he needed to give you with scoring and with defense. You're going to miss that a bit. But at the same time, everybody else step up. Because why? When you have somebody down, your foot's on their neck, you got to just go ahead and choke them out. Just go ahead and choke them out. That's basketball. That's sports. That's what I want the Lakers to do right now. You don't want to go back, even if it's just if it's 2-3. You don't want to go back to Houston, 2-3, just like the Knicks. I'm about to talk about the Knicks in a little bit, anyway. But that's what that is. The Spurs closed out on the Trailblazers. The Trailblazers showed a little fight, but the Spurs, they even without Victor Wembanyama for a couple of games, they definitely showed their class, their abilities, and they showed that even though they have Victor Wembanyama, there are plenty of talented people on the Spurs team, and they closed out the Timberwolves yesterday, I believe. So, all right, to the other coast. This coast, the coast with the most, baby. I'm a Laker fan, but I'm repping the East Coast all day. Shocking. The number 1 Pistons are behind in this series to the 8 Magics. 3-2. Man, who saw that coming? Somebody had that on their bingo card. Go ahead and cash your money in right now, bro. Because even if the round hasn't even ended yet, but that right there, nobody saw coming. Although maybe they should have, because Orlando has been in 5th place, somewhere around 5th to 4th place for at least the past 3 years. And the reason why they basically, have some issues is Banchero might get hurt, or one of them Wagners might get hurt, and it messes up their flow a little bit. But they got Desmond Bane, they got Cole Anthony, they got Wendell Carter. which I'm gonna bring up a little bit later. Actually, I should bring it up right now. I just learned something the other day, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right." Jalen Duren, I think his name Jaden Duren or whatever the hell his name is. He's a center for the Pistons. He used to actually date Angel Reese back in the day, back when she was a rookie. And I've completely forgot about that. On the low, she wasn't really big on it. She was trying to keep her, keep her life, private, and I respect it. It's your choice what you want to do. You want to keep it. You want to keep it private. Or you want to keep it in public. It's between you and your partner and what everyone is comfortable with. So she used to be with Duren. They broke up. Now she's with Wendell Carter Jr. Can you imagine those battles? Who right now is winning? Who right now is winning in that battle right now? Wendell Carter. I can imagine the shit talking going on that floor when both of them are out there. If they want to get that deep. But I mean, hey, all's fair in love and basketball. That's all I got to say. So, hey, he winning on and off the court. Go ahead, Wendell Carter Jr. Go ahead and put the Pistons out of their misery so we can finally see a 8 seed go down to a 1 seed. I mean, I'm sure it's happened before, but it needs to happen again just to teach these kids something, to make them know that it can happen to anybody. Anybody can get this smoke. And you basically, because the Magic were hurt and they fell down and they had to be in the play-in, don't mean that they're not dangerous. Wounded animals are some of the most dangerous animals. Next one, Cavs and Raptors. I think someone said, my boy Craig said that the Cavs won. They won the game. They better had won the game, because they should have been beating the Raptors. Not saying the Raptors was nothing. They got Scotty Barnes out there. They got Ingram out there. You know what I'm saying? They what's his name? RJ Barrett. They got some players out there in Toronto. But at the same time, Durant and Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. You have too much going on for you to be sluggish, slouching on the court. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I wasn't expecting a lot from the Cavs, and I'm sorry for my Cavs fans out there, but Harden is great unless you put him in something unless you put your money on it. When it comes down to brass tacks, you don't root for James Harden. I'm sorry. It is what it is. So tip my cap to y'all that y'all won this game. Y'all up 3-2 right now. Go ahead. Back to, what's the next game? Next game is going to be in hold on 1 second. Hold on, my dear. Where am I at? Okay, hold on. Scores. Yep, the Cavs beat the Raptors 125-120. Pistons beat the Magic, so they could have got closed out today. The Pistons basically said not today, and they won. Better had for real. So the next Cavs game is going to be on Sunday. Let's see if they basically, if they win out, they better do it. That's all I gotta say. Also, another team. Now I'm actually happy to see so many playoff matches be close. Not exactly shocked that the Spurs and the Thunder, two of the best teams with the best records in the league, are pretty much, swept their opponents already. Hopefully my Lakers join them today. But the East Coast, everybody's 3-2. Pistons Magic 3-2. Cavaliers Raptors 3-2. That's the team that's basically on top. Knicks Hawks 3-2. Celtics 76ers 3-2. I'm going to come back to the 76ers. But Knicks Hawks. I was telling my brother the other day what I thought needed to happen for the Knicks to basically, wrap this up the way that they needed to, because I don't believe that Mike, what's his name? The coach, Mike Brown. I don't believe he's a great defensive coach. This is crazy because they introduced him as a defensive coach, and I was like, I thought he was an offensive coach. Usually, I thought he was known to be an offensive coach, but supposedly they branded him as being a defensive coach, which is like, that's a shocker. Because I know definitely not playing the way they used to play with Tibbs, but Tibbs knew jack shit about offense. He was like, go out there and get buckets, but this is what you're gonna do on defense. That was Tibbs, and that's why effort brought them that far. But it looks like Mike had a cohesive plan for them, and they ended up 3 in the East. So obviously they were successful, but against another team that is young, athletic, and wants your ass. I mean, the Knicks had to raise their energy to a whole nother level that they maybe barely touched through the season. So the Knicks got right on, and now they're up 3-2. But they're coming down to Atlanta, and they need to end this. Matter of fact, no, they're going to New York. They're gonna be in New York next. Tomorrow, they will be. Oh, no. They're coming down here to Atlanta for game 6. If it was a Laker game, I would say, yeah, there's gonna be more Lakers in there than there's gonna be Hawks fans. The Lakers don't nobody could show up like a Laker family. But I'll tell you right now, the Knicks are gonna show up. Knicks fans is gonna show up and show out. But it's something about playing the Knicks that the Hawks get up to do. The Hawk fans come out of nowhere. They dust off the old Dominique Wilkins jerseys, and they go out there. The Kemi Mutombo jerseys, and they go out there and they rep hard for the Hawks, especially when they play against the Lakers. I mean against the Knicks. Plain and simple. The two meccas of the East Coast, Atlanta and New York. It's like a fight for hip hop dominance every single time. You know what I mean? So they coming down to Atlanta. Atlanta fans are gonna act a fool. They're gonna be loud. They're gonna be rowdy. They're gonna basically call you crazy every single time every time you foul somebody. I mean, it's gonna be a hard fight, Knicks fans. It's gonna be a hard fight. But I believe the Knicks can do it if they keep their mind right. That's all I gotta say. They gotta keep their mind right. Don't let all the other stuff get in your name. There's gonna be plenty of Knicks fans in the hood. I mean, in this arena. Heck, my brother might be there, and he's gonna be one of the loudest ones there. And if they get down, he's gonna be tight as hell, and probably call me during halftime. But I will say, I think the Knicks can do it. Better not let them go 3-3 and come back to New York. Now, don't get me wrong, New York will start a riot if they lose a game 7 to the Hawks. But at the same time, I think that it would affect their confidence if they go into Atlanta and they lose and have to go back to New York. Atlanta just might steal one. But I believe the Knicks are going to finish it tomorrow. Boom. Now, the last team, the Celtics and the 76ers. Somehow, the 76ers stole 2 games. That's a 2-7 seed. Now, the 76ers should have been better all year, but of course, it's because of the fact that, A, they wasted money on Paul George. Paul George is raping teams all across the country. All across the country, from Indiana to LA, all the way down to Oklahoma City and back to Philadelphia. People still paying Paul George, and I don't know why nobody does. He definitely shouldn't demand top dollar no more at all, but they still owe him buku bucks on his latest contract. But the reason mostly of why they are all the way down to the 7 seed is because of Joel Embiid. Couldn't get healthy, finally got healthy, came out and showed people, do you remember my name? And they took 2 games. And so now I believe they will be in Boston. Where are they going to be at? No, they're going to be in Philly. Whew, that's going to be tough tomorrow. They're going to be in Philly tomorrow. I might have to watch and come and holler back at y'all tomorrow. For real, for real. So we're gonna have 3 possible closeout games tomorrow: the Knicks, Hawks, 76ers in Philly, and the Nuggets, Timberwolves. Now, who am I picking? I'm picking Orlando over the Pistons, the shocker. I'm picking the Cavaliers over the Raptors. I think they could do it. I don't think they're going past second round, but I think they could do it. I picked the Knicks over the Hawks. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be down to the wire, but I picked the Knicks over the Hawks because Brunson finally figured out that he needs to play and be aggressive on offense, but he needs to basically just show out as much as he possibly can on defense. You know, ain't nobody expecting for you to be no Kobe stopper, but at the same time, you gotta at least box out, put your hands up, get a rebound. You know what I mean? And just don't let nobody lose you in the sauce. You can't ole. You can't. This is where you cannot ole. You cannot ole. Period. And Boston's gonna be the 76ers, but the 76ers is gonna show you a really nice view of what they could possibly be next year when they have Embiid, VJ Edgecombe, and Maxey. That's gonna be nasty. Gonna be nasty with the other, role players around. It's gonna be nice. I'm not counting in Paul George, dude. You were hurt most of the season anyway, and they still probably owe you a good $40-50 million. Highway robbery, if not more. Highway robbery, nasty work. Absolute nasty work. So that's what's going on with the NBA right now. My Lakers are up 19-15. Marcus Smart is bringing the ball up. He's being guarded by Amon Thompson. He picks him up half court, passes it out to Jackson Hayes. Austin Reeves is trying to get free. He's being guarded by Easton. Drives it to the hole, left hand, high off the glass, score, baby. That's what I'm talking about, yo. That's what I'm talking about. Yo, my play-by-play is nasty, man. Y'all, somebody needs to get me on their show. That's what I'm talking about right there. My play-by-play is nasty. Anyway, next topic. Real quick, I'm going to touch on the WNBA before I go to my last topic. WNBA have finally come to a collective bargaining agreement between the Players Association and the NBA, the WNBA owners, which is literally probably the NBA, which is basically the NBA owners. Most of those teams are owned by NBA owners, if not have sold off to smaller ownership groups. But they finally got a piece of the pie, 20% of the pie actually. They had a matter of fact, they didn't even have market share. They were asking for a little bit more, but they didn't even have market share before. Now they're actually getting 20% of the market share, which is actually okay for a start, but it was okay because of the fact that every 4 years they're going to renegotiate this collective bargaining agreement. And depending on how good they do every single year and how much revenue they're bringing in and how many TV deals that these stars are bringing in, they're going to get more and more revenue share of the WNBA. They're not asking for what the NBA players think, which is basically what what some people say. They shouldn't be getting as much money as an NBA player. They can't even dunk. Anyway, they're not asking for how much the NBA makes. Obviously, the NBA makes a lot more money than the WNBA, but they're looking for a fair share of the revenue. These owners have been making money hand over fist and giving them pennies. Case in point, the salary cap for the WNBA prior to this new collective bargaining agreement was $1.4 million. That could fall out of LeBron's pocket and he wouldn't even miss it. $1.4 million. There's players who get paid that like per game in baseball. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, $1.4 million, and that's not per player. That's to be split amongst all the players on the roster. Now, the salary cap is $7 million. My apologies. $1.5 million was the salary cap. Now it is $7 million for the salary cap. So we have finally have entered the era of the $1 million a year WNBA player. And this is why a lot of these WNBA players haven't been signing free agency contracts until after this collective bargaining agreement gets signed, because they were not going to sign themselves up and handcuff themselves to an old program. So I'm so proud of them that they got this done. I'm so proud of everybody who's out there. And I am 100% even more proud that my girl Angel Reese has been freed. She has been delivered. She was traded to the Atlanta Dream. I get to go see her, y'all. I already got my tickets. That first day, her jersey sale sold out like that. You would have thought her name was Shador Sanders. Her jersey sales was like that. Her mama couldn't even get a jersey. You had to look around to try to find where to go get a jersey. Plain and simple. Now they got them back up in stock. I'm sure come the beginning of the season, which is right around the corner, going to be sold out again. I'm absolutely sure. Angel Reese, great player, absolute fire on the floor. Double every single night. I don't care what it looks like, it goes in. Period. And she's on a winning contender that has contended in the playoffs for the past 2 years. They're a solid playoff team, and she just might be, and I believe is the piece that can get them over the hump. Just that other extra person who is just like, I don't want to lose. I don't like to lose. I'm not here to lose. She gonna do what she has to do. They got Howard out there. Unfortunately, they don't have Brittany Griner any longer. She didn't sign a contract, so she immediately went and got her coins. And I believe she's with Washington now. I don't remember which team she's with right now. But there's a lot of girls out there who went and got their money. Asia Wilson, I think she signed the 3-year, $5 million contract. It sounds crazy. It sounds like nothing but like pocket change because y'all thinking about WNBA players. But I feel low-key NBA players is getting paid a lot too much money anyway, my opinion. But Aaliyah Boston, is her name Aaliyah Boston? I think her name is Aaliyah Boston. She got a 4-year, $6 million contract or something like that. Couldn't pay good money. Finally, it's about damn time. That's all I gotta say. And the last person I want to give shout out to, Kennedy Carter, however you pronounce her name. She played during Angel Reese's rookie year. She was the one who basically, gave a hard foul to Caitlin Clark, and everybody vilified her, and they immediately marched her out of the WNBA, and she was down there playing in Mexico for a year. She was cool. She was just like, all right, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But you know who wrote for her? The same person that Chicago ended up firing as their coach. Teresa Weatherspoon reached out to her old teammate, Becky Hammond, and told her to give Kennedy Carter a look. What? Kennedy Carter is on the Aces? Oh. That's going to be must-see basketball. You got Jewel Lloyd. You got Jackie Young. You got the point guard, Gray. Aja Wilson. And Kennedy Carter. Nasty work. Good luck to all y'all out there. Go ahead and put the Aces name back on there again. She about to get it again. Oh my goodness. What? Becky Hammond just basically needs to come around and just look surly every once in a while. That's all she needs to do. That's all she needs to do, because Kennedy Carter, she looked like she wake up popping Skittles. She got energy all day. It's going to be a great season. I'm looking forward to this WNBA season. All right, y'all. Last but not least, I'm going to close this out real quick, talking a bit about the other game that's close to my heart. The NBA. I mean, not the NBA, sorry. The NFL. Of course, they just had their draft. Going over a couple of picks and my thoughts on them real quick before I just get deep into this game, and I'll come back maybe a little bit later or to see y'all tomorrow. Please tune in. But hit your notification bells, guys. Please go ahead, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so before already. Like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to say it again. Like, comment, subscribe, please. And go ahead and share this because I put on good content for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know some things might rub you the wrong way, but if you don't accept all of me, then what are we doing here? What are we doing here? I appreciate all of you. But please go ahead. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so already. You could have did it 3 times already by now. Thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all. We're talking about the NBA and NFL draft here. Of course, Fernando Mendoza was going to go first. Everybody knew that. That was a foregone conclusion. Everything after that was dicey. It was like you was running through the office with a pack of papers, and you tripped, and it basically all went up in the air. It could have been anybody's game after that. Most people basically said it was going to be either David Bailey or it was going to be one of these Ohio State dudes. But you know what I'm saying? They went ahead and got David Bailey and called it a day. No doubt. They needed an edge rusher. They need a lot more than an edge rusher. But the Jets are going to be the Jets. So let them have it. Let them have him, and he's going to get paid anyway, regardless. So third, though, the Arizona Cardinals decided to go with Jeremiah Love. Understandable. You know what I'm saying? I keep forgetting their old running back, and I say old running back for real because he's been around for a while. And they had another kid, Benson, behind him for a minute, and Benson could never really get on. And even when homeboy went down and Benson actually had free range to come into the lineup, he never really showed that he had that spark to take it. So hey, they got somebody who is absolutely dynamite, gonna be able to take it. So they're gonna have Jeremiah Love, they're gonna have Harrison Jr., and they have Trey Benson. They have definitely fireworks on the offense. Their defense sucks anyway. Well, the defense was last year. Their defense was okay. You know what I'm saying? But who they gonna have to throw around that pill? Let me see. I believe I saw they actually picked up Carson Beck. Good pickup. They picked up Carson Beck in the 3rd round. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, I mean, outside of the teams that I like, I wouldn't have had minded if before New York basically lost me, before the Giants lost me. They didn't lose me forever, but they I'm keeping an eye on them out of respect. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't have minded if they would have got Carson Beck. I actually think I like Carson Beck, even though a lot of my friends who are Georgia fans down here, basically, they're like, Carson Beck. I mean, I didn't watch a lot of Carson Beck, but with games that I did watch with Carson Beck, he got an arm. He could come through and make some fireworks when he's in a pinch, no doubt. But I guess he ain't the man when it comes to winning time, I guess. But anyway, so back to the draft. Carnell Tate gets picked up by the Tennessee Titans. I feel like that was a reach, more so saying that I honestly feel like that was we don't want Ohio, we don't want the Cleveland Browns to get him, because Cleveland said we are picking up Carnell Tate no matter what. Because I kind of felt like the Titans had a decent wide receiver room, and I honestly don't see Carnell Tate as being that great of a player. You know what I mean? I mean, Carnell Tate's okay. He's a really good wide receiver, but he's not a life-changing 4th overall pick wide receiver. So they reached, but good luck to him. The New York Giants pick up a linebacker. They worked on their defense a little bit. You know what I mean? Because they lost out on Dexter Lawrence, who they traded to the Bengals for the 10th round pick. So they gave up Dexter Lawrence to the 10th to the Bengals. They got their 10th round pick, and their 10th pick overall, and they already had a 5th pick overall. So they decided to go over Reese with that pick, a top linebacker in draft. definitely gives them another weapon. They have several pass rushers out there. Their defensive line is a little weaker, probably because of the fact that they've lost Dexter Lawrence. But honestly, it probably makes them a little bit more fair also because of the fact that they're not doubling up on Dexter Lawrence, which probably helps Burns get a lot more sacks. I mean, he had 16 sacks last year. So, I mean, hey, it makes it a little bit more fair and even, I guess, but they're restacking the deck and they're keeping focus on that defense because in the NFC East, defense or die. That's just what it is. Then the shocker. I was looking forward, of course. I rep for the Browns right now. Shedeur Sanders all day. They were supposed to pick at 6, but last second shocker, the Chiefs trade up and switch picks with the Cleveland Browns for the 6th pick, and they go out and get the top cornerback in the league. And I feel it because usually they could rely on their pass rush, the Chiefs, but now they have a lot more issues going on, and they need someone to make sure that someone's not basically just matching them bomb for bomb on the field. You know what I mean? So they have a lockdown corner out there that could basically go out there and do what they got to do so to keep the defense right. I'm not mad at it at all. Although I feel like that team, that window. Who's that peeking in my window? I think it's the Chiefs. Next pick, Sonny Styles goes to the Washington Commanders. The 8th pick was with the Saints, the New Orleans Saints, and they pick up Jordan Tyson, the number 1 wide receiver, honestly, the most talented wide receiver in the draft. I was hoping that maybe that he would last one more pick to go to the Cleveland Browns, but he didn't. So it's okay because the Cleveland Browns put on a masterclass in the draft, an absolute masterclass. They got an A from pretty much almost everybody who grades draft classes. They went and picked the number 1 need on their team, offensive line. They went ahead and picked Spencer Fano. New York picked right after them, and they picked up one of their they picked up a player to fill their number 1 need, which was O-line. So they were able to pick up a want and a need in the beginning of the draft. So hats off to the Giants. They did what they needed to do in the first round, and the Browns got off to a great start. Now, the shocker. The Rams picked up Ty Simpson with the 13th pick. Ty Simpson, Alabama quarterback. Now, I mentioned last year, I was just like, I think the Rams should have picked up Shedeur Sanders because they could have had him sitting behind Matthew Stafford and learning from him. And I think that behind a older quarterback, I think Shedeur would have been fine doing that. But young dudes, he was like, I'm going to be here forever. But I think that Stafford would have been a really good spot with the Rams. But I get it. Same thing that Pittsburgh said, where they were just like, you don't want to be the second. You can't be the starter and be the second most popular player on the team. I feel it. Completely feel it. At the same time, hey, they've decided to go get their quarterback of the future. And I hope for their sake that Ty Simpson is that. But as far as I'm sure every Rams fan is right now, and most of the commentators out there, they hope Ty Simpson doesn't see the field for at least another 4 years. I doubt Stafford's going to last that long, but good luck to the coach. Anyway, we round it all out with the 2nd pick of the first round for the Browns came down to be Casey Concepcion, a top wide receiver in the draft. They pick up Casey Concepcion, and just for good measure, they pick up another wide receiver in the 2nd round, Denzel Boston, another top wide receiver in the draft. And then they say, you know what? We're not done. Let's go ahead and get Emmanuel McNeil Warren, a top safety in the draft. I'm sorry right now when I say it, and if I could name every single and every single NFL pick that the Browns made, it was a masterclass. He dropped down, got up, he dropped down, he climbed up, he did what he had to do to get the players that he wanted, and he got everybody he wanted. He said, throw it in the bag, and Andrew Berry said, throw it in the bag. We got it. Get that man, go ahead and get that man an extension immediately. Todd Monken is ready to go. He is charged up and ready to go. Even if I want Shedeur Sanders to start, I believe Shedeur Sanders should start. Deshaun Watson, he doesn't look bad. But eventually those old knees and ankles and Achilles is going to basically show up on his ass. He's not old, but at the same time, you can't tear ACLs and Achilles tendons on your legs and feel like you're going to come out and be the same man. You missed a lot of football over the last 2-3 years. Why waste it on you when they could basically invest in it in Shedeur and just let you be just chill? You getting paid regardless. Go out there every once in a while. Maybe you go out there, during preseason, show you still got it, but Shedeur Sanders is going to be the starter, and you're going to be that safety valve just in case they need you to come in real quick. You could be that Andy Dalton and come in for a couple of games and give it right back to Sanders, and Sanders finishes out for the whole season. I believe that the Browns will end up being 11-6 for the season, and they'll make it to the playoffs. I'm going to have to go ahead and say that, plain and simple. The Giants, maybe they'll get a wild card spot if they're lucky and something happens to the Eagles and the Commanders and the Cowboys, but I doubt that much is going to happen. So, I'm a Browns fan this year, people. It is what it is. And I'm happy to be one. Again, I am CallMeNakomi. You know who it is. This is CallMeNakomi World. And I have had a blast just talking to you guys. I am so happy to see you guys hanging out with me. Please like, comment, subscribe. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Plug out of the news. Watch something to make you laugh. Because, you have enough sense. If stay informed, but plug out of the news. You can be informed and not watch the news. That's all I got to say. But take care of yourselves. Learn something new. Plant some plants this summer. Put some seeds in the ground. Watch them grow. Eat from it. Cucumbers, peppers. Put some corn in the ground. We might need it. And very soon. Also, watch your legislators, guys. These data centers are popping up right and left. Don't let them sneak it in your back, like behind your back. Don't let them sneak it in behind your back. They already snuck in a bunch of them, and they're trying to sneak in more. And they're not even using the best common sense that God gave them. God gave them common sense enough to be able to make a huge computer that could talk to you, but didn't make them think that maybe they should put it to sit on top of water rather than put it in the middle of a goddamn farm. People are stupid. They're stupid. They don't care, or they're trying purposely to ruin our planet. But don't let them do it, guys. Don't let them do it. Early voting probably has started in a lot of counties out there. The election time is coming up. Please inform yourselves of who the delegates are, who's out there running, who are the candidates. And educate yourself, be informed, and know who you're voting for before you go into those ballot boxes. So it's whoop, 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 and you get out, and we hopefully get the country that we deserve, not the country that we have. Anyway, well, do we deserve this? It's a whole other goddamn topic, guys. Last check-in right now with my Lakers. DeAndre Ayton just took it to the hole, or did he just miss one? Oh, somebody just took it to him. Oh, Houston is up 35-34. It's going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight. Houston's not going to give this up early. Oh, 37-34. Houston's not going to give this up easy, guys. But anyway, I'm check back in with y'all. Holla at your girl. Once again, CallMeNakomi. Take care of yourselves. And may you always find water and shade. Peace.